lovely folks over at JanduSoft and Indigo Studios have gifted me a copy of The Last Case of John Morley. For those of you who are around for a demo night, I might have been a couple of weeks ago, we did check out the demo for this. Yeah, so now we've got the full game and we're going to check that out today. Let's give it a go. Because that's weird. Like, Steam is telling me it's in my library, and that's the full game that's in my library, and that's what I've got open. But, like, it was trying to tell me I was playing the demo?
Where am I?
Oh, this part's new, though.
I know it's following me. I can feel it. I shouldn't have taken such a risk.
Like, maybe it just registered I played the demo and it was, like, that from, like, the last save, and... Because, I started a new game this time and this isn't how the demo started, so,
That sound. It's coming from the river.
But I'm guessing, is this potentially how we ended up in hospital?
If it catches me, it will show no mercy.
Well, then I suppose we better run?
I know it's hidden somewhere in this forest. I should be able to see its light soon. At last, I can gather my strength and plan how to face that monstrous thing.
Yeah, that little part was not in the demo. We started here, where we were in the hospital.
The name's John Morley, private detective, and today is a momentous day. After enduring the most exquisite tortures at the hands of those blasted nurses, and being pumped full of enough medicine to fell an ox, today I'm finally free. Who would have thought that the case of the Red Shoes murder would end the way it did? A stormy night, soaked to the skin, wrestling that brainless killer on a rooftop. Then a slip and a 5-story plunge.
It appears you're awake at last. We had considerable difficulty rousing you earlier this morning, so I deemed it best to let you rest a while longer. I bring you good news. The latest test results are favourable, and the doctor has authorised your discharge. You are now officially ready to go. I have placed your belongings on the table. Oh, and a lady stopped by this morning with some clothes from the dry cleaner.
Okay.
I've been having nightmares.
The doctor has prescribed some medication that should help address any residual effects. This should assist in alleviating your nightmares.
My belongings? I thought everything was already in the room.
There are a few valuables and some coins we kept for safekeeping. They are in the box on the table.
Okay.
So I'm better now.
Yes, you are much improved. Both your physical and psychological assessments have been satisfactory, and there are no impediments to your returning to your normal life.
A woman brought my clothes from the dry cleaner. Was it Penny?
I couldn't say. She arrived quite early, before my shift began. I've placed the garments in the wardrobe to keep them from getting wrinkled. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other patients to attend to. I wish you all the best.
Alright. So, new key clue.
That's me, the bloodhound Morley. Story of my life. Nearly broke. I better get dressed. The hospital gown that ties in the back doesn't exactly... I should get myself a pair of... I usually use the Windsor knot. Looks brand new. Well, these do a fine job. So the mystery woman who took my clothes to the cleaner. I'm not ready to leave just yet.
I thought I was dressed.
Blimey, what a fool I took onto that rain-soaked pavement. And to top it off, with that downpour, I ruined my best... This note's from Penny, my secretary. Damn it, Penny. I don't blame her, though. I'm a right mess. I've managed to lose the only two things that kept me grounded. Trench coat and fedora hat. Every detective's must have...
Okay, so that's what I hadn't worn. That's what I wasn't dressed. No.
I'd better hurry up. Just like Penny says in her note, I might have a new client this afternoon. And with the way things are going, I can't afford to let that slip away. Alright, let's get moving. Today's the first day of the rest of my life. Back again. Feels like stepping into a... Everything's got that same old charm, and yet feels oddly new. This hospital stint's given me a bit of a new outlook. Maybe I'll take it a shade easier from now on, sticking to cases that don't demand a trip to the morgue. Here they are. Penny's keys. Just like it says in her note.
Okay, so...
Penny's desk. I ought to give her a ring and try to sweet-talk her into coming back. Even the coppers missed it. The slant on the letter E. That's what gave away the typist in the black letters case. The case of the Red Shoes murder. One of the most complicated I've faced. Finally. Case closed. The umbrella with a bullet hole. This case is worth its weight in gold. This one's a favorite. The jealous lover solved everything with a few blows from an ashtray. My desk, strangely tidy. Normally it's buried under papers, notes, bits of evidence. Penny must have wanted to leave everything spick and span before she walked out on me. Another one of my cards. But this one has my last names. The drawer. It's locked. But there doesn't seem to be a keyhole. The Scarlet Page. I trust Penny didn't go snooping through my things while I was away.
Yeah, we wouldn't want Penny finding our porn.
Oh, my apologies, madam. I didn't hear you come in. I was a bit distracted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Morley. I trust your assistant informed you of my visit as promised.
My apologies. I was rather engrossed and didn't notice your arrival.
To whom do I owe the honor of this meeting?
Lady Margaret Fordside, the 4th Countess of Bloomsbury.
Lady Margaret, could you tell me what brings you here today? How can I assist you?
I shall endeavour to be as candid as possible. 20 years ago, when my daughter was just 18, she was brutally murdered. It happened at our family estate, Bloomsbury Manor. Someone slipped into the house unnoticed, and upon reaching her room, delivered 5 fatal stab wounds to her chest, lungs, and heart. The police, eager to close the case, hastily blamed and condemned 2 violent thieves who clearly had nothing to do with her death. The investigation was closed, and justice was never served. I am prepared to offer you £30,000 if you take on this case, and a further £30,000 if you can solve it and bring the true killer to light. Tell me, Mr. Morley, will you accept this case?
I understand your distress, Lady Fordside. But before I commit to anything, might I trouble you with a few questions?
By all means, Mr. Morley. Ask whatever you must.
I want to check something because I know this is the 1940s. So, like... So, it'd be... Okay. So £30,000 in 1940 is the equivalent to approximately 1.7 to $1.8 million. So essentially she's offering $1.8 million up front and then another $1.8 million if we solve it. Like, that's a lot of money.
A case that's been cold for 20 years. You certainly don't make it easy for me, Lady Margaret. What made you decide to seek out a detective now?
For over 2 decades, I've fought tirelessly to have the case reopened, to prove that the real murderer escaped justice. But all in vain. Neither solicitors nor well-meaning police friends, nor even journalists hungry for a dark story have managed to uncover anything. Then one day, I read about your success in solving the case of the Red Shoes killer. Regrettably, I also learned of the unfortunate incident that left you hospitalized with grievous injuries. On the advice of your secretary, Miss Penny, I waited patiently for your recovery. And now, here I am.
Tell me about Bloomsbury Manor. Do you still reside there?
After Elodie's death, I abandoned the estate. I couldn't bear to remain there, to live within those walls. Even now, when I visit the manor, it still feels as though I can hear her footsteps echoing through the halls, her voice humming that old melody, the delusions of an old woman who has mourned her daughter for far too long, Mr. Morley. No mother should ever have to bury her child. Should you accept the case, Bloomsbury Manor would likely be the best place to begin the investigation. I shall not impede your work, as I now reside at Bedford Square, in the heart of the city.
Tell me about the men the police arrested. Why are you so certain they weren't guilty?
2 days after the murder, the police arrested a pair of violent thieves who were terrorizing the county at the time. Though they swore their innocence in my daughter Elodie's death, their criminal record completely undermined their defense. Seizing the opportunity, the police locked them away for for their other crimes, and the case was closed. But what has always struck me as suspicious is that nothing was stolen on the night my Elodie was killed. If those thieves were truly the culprits, why would they murder her and then leave without taking a single piece of silver? It doesn't add up, Mr. Morley.
Tell me, were there any witnesses? Did anyone see or hear anything?
It happened at midnight. The house was practically empty at the time, with only a few servants and a guest who was sleeping in the west wing. I was the only one who might have heard something, as my room was next to hers. Unfortunately, I had taken a sleeping draught and fell into a deep slumber. It is a decision I shall regret for the rest of my days.
Well, I believe I have all the information I need to get started. I accept the case, and will begin the investigation immediately.
I'm pleased to hear that. My butler will bring you the £30,000 tomorrow morning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have matters to attend to. Once you uncover the culprit, contact me at once, and I shall promptly deliver the remaining £30,000. Please, Mr. Morley, unravel this harrowing mystery that has tormented me for so long.
Okay.
As I made my way through the dense forest path, a haunting silence enveloped the air. It was as though the very night of the crime still lingered here, shrouded in an eerie calm. The manor stood before me, its facade as inscrutable as the shadows that danced in the moonlight. Every step I took felt like a step deeper into the heart of a mystery that refused to be forgotten. Not a sound. The stillness feels heavy, like it's hiding something. It seems Elodie had a passion for art. The door's chained up with a padlock. Looks like I'll need to find the key. This painting, it's rather grim. There's something deeply a blue moon, fitting for a place haunted. Looks like the Countess left this for me. It could be useful for getting around the place. So, the housekeeper left a note for the Countess, asking her to meet here on the day of the murder. I wonder what truly happened during that encounter. Very well. Let's piece the events together, step by step. 2 chairs. The housekeeper. Looks like someone arranged tea in the library that day. An empty envelope. Lipstick stains. Same shade the Countess wore when she visited my office. It seems they met here. But something went wrong during the conversation.
I am very angry. After all these years of service, this is how you repay me? Walking away like this?
I'm sorry, madam, but the situation has become unbearable. My bags are already packed.
Countess threw the housekeeper out in a fit of rage. In her haste, the housekeeper forgot one of her bags. What was it that unsettled the housekeeper enough to abandon her post so suddenly? Lady Fortside, still seething, burned something in the fireplace. The housekeeper resigned. Seems something, or someone, troubled her greatly. Enough to break the long-standing family tradition tying her to this place.
Okay, so we remember what everyone's facing, so you need to face the telescope. Actually, do I need to click this again for like...
Looks like this is the Fordside family book, showing some of their ancestors.
So now you face that. You face that.
This must... Lady Margaret and a young woman. I suppose it's Elodie. An old pocket watch. It probably belonged to Lord Fordside, Lady Margaret's husband. A British passport. Lord Fordside was undoubtedly a man of the world. Elodie was committed to a psychiatric facility, but she supposedly recovered from whatever ailed her.
Okay, so we do have a thing that does give us like characters and like clues.
This looks like the key to the main hall. Could be my way into the heart of the house. A globe resting in a beautiful wooden stand.
Okay, so pretty much everything from this part in the door is new. Well, like there's the cutscene, and then after the cutscene, everything's new. Game. Alright, there we go.
Here lies Elodie. Rest eternally, beloved daughter, beneath the tree that once watched you grow. So this is where Elodie is buried. Layers of dried oil paint, left untouched for 20 years. It's as if time stopped the moment Elodie laid down her brush.
Alright, so...
Feels like the room's holding its breath.
Alright, so we've got
Waiting for
2
something to
locks
snap.
that have, like, numbers on them. Like, that one's got numbers. What's this one got? Alright, yeah. So they both got numbers. There'll be something with numbers around that gives us a clue.
The grand ship on the open sea. The sinking of a ship. Looks like the last painting Elodie was working on was of a ship at sea. The whole gallery is filled with maritime references. She seemed quite obsessed with it. A man with his back turned, watching a ship go down. This door appears to lead out to the back garden. Locked with a padlock. I'll need to find the key.
Hey, what have we got here?
Looks like some sort of clue. Trace the tree's journey from birth to decay. Follow the path of the artist in a thoughtful display. Arrange the 4 stages and the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead as art lights your way.
Trace the tree's journey from birth. Okay, so I'm guessing it's something to do with the garden, maybe? Because there's a key. Drawing and dining room. Alright, my lady, I must confess, never before has anyone requested something of this nature from me. I believe I am capable of the task, but I must inform you that it will require a significant sum. Certain parts will need to be specifically crafted in the city, and I must first commission the necessary plans. What you're asking for is a piece of intricate engineering, but rest assured, there will be no more ingenious way to restrict access to certain areas of the house. If it pleases you, I propose to delineate the spaces as follows. Area A, private quarters. So I think this is important. I'm going to write this down. A, private quarters. B, guest quarters. And C, kitchen and servants' quarters. I have provided a simple mechanism for Area C, adhering to your original concept. I greatly appreciate a prompt response so I may proceed with ordering the remaining mechanisms.
Lady Margaret took special care to secure the house, restricting access to certain areas.
Alright, so... Alright, so there was some sort of, like, obsession with security. Alright, so... Tree's journey from birth to decay. I want to write this down as well. Follow the path. Arrange the 4 stages. And the door will obey. Unlock the path ahead as light showing. Okay, so there's the tree. Oh, there's another door here.
Some of these paintings are really dark and sinister.
I don't know why I moved that painting.
This looks like Elodie's diary. Let's see what her last entries reveal.
I'm absolutely over the moon. Walter has written to say he is coming. I met him at the Western Sanatorium, and we have grown so very close. He was there recovering from the trauma of a shipwreck, where he tragically lost his companions. By sheer luck, he was rescued, but not before spending an entire year on an island living amongst the natives. He truly is an adventurer.
A young woman screaming in the middle of the darkness.
I'm so happy. Walter has finally arrived. I must admit, I am utterly captivated by him. I invited him to visit, and he gave me his word he wouldn't fail to come as soon as he was able to leave. And now he's finally here. I can scarcely contain my joy. It feels as though all the darkness has faded away.
Oh, they looked so in love. So happy. I wonder what became of Walter after Elodie died.
Okay, so... Yeah, so we've got Walter. Yeah. Okay, I think this is what it means by trace the trees from birth to decay. Because, yeah. That seems to be like the birth of the tree. There's something else with the tree. Something else. And then I'm going to guess that there's another kind of, yeah. So I think that was the entire thing. Just touch the paintings in the right order. And I did it like accident. What's this?
Damn it, it's not here. It's simply not here.
This must be the Countess's handwriting. What was she searching for? Looks like a commercial seaman's yearbook, listing ships and their crews. It's open to the pages under S.
Okay, so was she looking for... She's looking for Walter, maybe?
Those poor souls. Tragedy seems to have cast a long shadow over this family.
Okay.
A boarded up door. The access to the servants' quarters appears to be blocked for some reason.
Okay.
Something definitely happened here. Was it a struggle?
Well, I see a crowbar. Can I have it?
It looks like this vase was shattered. Not just dropped, but smashed with intent. A silver knife is missing, and it's nowhere to be found. Likely taken by the same person who caused all this destruction.
Where's that shadow coming from?
Some of these tools have been bent, likely trampled over.
Alright, but I've got a crowbar now. That
Looks
made...
like the crowbar is broken.
Yet, you'd think it made a really freaking weird noise. Alright. What we got here?
Lady Margaret, after the death of her daughter, dismissed the staff and left the mansion.
Alright, let's check the bathroom first.
A pair of blood-stained scissors stuck in the sink basin. Deeply unsettling.
Almost as unsettling as what sounds like breathing coming from in there.
No doubt. This is the cook's room. A good way to motivate the staff. A doll pierced with an awl. A warning?
Were you trying to scare the poop out of me there? Because it worked. Alright. 50 in a row, 60 total next week. Yeah, you're crazy. You were crazy. But there's a thing in your Twitch jams. Because I clearly have not fixed the wheel yet.
The young maid was an avid fan of actor Valentin Rudolph. What a collection of posters from his films.
Dear Mother, I wish I could tell you that all is well and that I am happy here at the Countess's household. Mrs. Merwer, the housekeeper, takes good care of me. Lady Margaret sees no one but her daughter. According to Miss Merwer, she feels some kind of relapse and manner is falling apart every day by day. But the worst of it, Mother, is that man. That dark. Okay, that dark presence. Spellcaster University. Okay. I wanna give that one a look for a moment. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay. That dark present. He lurks in the shadowed corners of the house when I'm cleaning or carrying out my tasks and throws himself at me. He is incredibly strong. His great hands seize me and I feel completely helpless. At night, I'm afraid to go to the lavatory. There in the dim solitude, I feel watched by something wicked, and a deep, spectral being breathing leaves me frozen with fear. Okay, I could hear that breathing when I was in the bathroom before. Only Mrs. Merworth listened to me. I believe she too understands that this man is a great danger, one that will sooner or later bring about a tragedy. She and I are exhausted. Yours affectionately.
A backgammon board. One of the oldest board games. Miss Marva apparently knew her way around the tarot. What a dreadful spread, and what a chilling omen it revealed. Evil approaches. It will bring death, and lay ruin to the house and all who dwell within.
Okay. Well, since okay, so area B is 34982. So that'll lead me to a new part of the house. I'm not sure which one of the doors. Ah, that's not the way I want to go.
Is there someone else in the house? Who the devil is that man? He had a knife. I'm completely in the dark here. I don't think he saw me.
Okay. I might be stuck. Alright. Alright, so that's area A. And this is area B. So this is the one we've got. So 34982. Alright, I'm gonna need a new crowbar. Because my old one broke.
This must be Walter Brandon's room. The diary of Walter Brandon. Perhaps it holds some clues about who he was, and what his involvement in this case might be. An empty bottle. It smells of good rum. A compass and a sextant. Tools of a sailor. A model ship. Mr. Brandon must have felt a deep yearning for the sea.
I am terrified that man has found me. I fear something dreadful is about to happen. Tonight as I awoke, I saw him, standing at the foot of my bed. I could not make out his face, but his knife. The gleam of its blade shone in the darkness. I sprang up suddenly, determined to confront this stranger. Grabbing the heavy candlestick from the nightstand, I hurled it with all my strength. He vanished into the dark.
Okay, so there goes my kind of theory that he is the guy with the knife. If he's talking.
Coming here was a grave mistake. He has followed me, watching and lurking in dark corners, waiting to surprise me. I dare not tell Elodie. She would think the one thing I dread most for her to believe. I see him again from the window, watching me. His long hair and beard obscure his face, and he still holds that knife. He means to kill me.
He has a creepy face.
The painting of a ship, unmistakably in Elodie's style.
I am losing my faculties. It is best I return to the ship. Everyone seems to be conspiring against me. The housekeeper despises me, accusing me of misconduct. Perhaps I'm not a man of refinement, but I know what respect is. Yet this morning, as I awoke from my rest, she was enraged with me. It was of no use to tell her I had slept peacefully. An external maid who comes to clean was crying and accusing me of having approached her in an unseemly manner. I would never do such a thing. I am a sailor, a man of the world. I know how to conduct myself.
Okay, so yeah, we don't know who the knife man is. Okay, I think I'm missing a clue.
The last entry in the diary, dated the very night of the murder.
My beloved Elodie, why can you not believe this poor sailor who only wishes to love you? I have left everything behind. My ship, the sea, all my world, just to be by your side as you asked me to. Damn it. I can hear the man with the knife coming up the stairs from the hall. I need to hide.
Walter was terrified. What in the devil was happening here? It seems this trunk was all Walter owned. I should take a look at it. Seems I'm not the only one with a fondness for hats. A photograph of Elodie. No doubt Walter cared for her deeply. Looks like the key to the back garden. I better head back to the staircase gallery. Pretty sure I saw a door to the outside there.
Okay. So, yeah, I didn't miss that clue. It just, yeah. Alright, so we're going to the back garden. Because we have the key now.
The killer likely fled through the rear door of the house.
Yeah, let's have a good look around. Alright, so we've got a greenhouse here. We've got what looks to be...
At that old fountain in the garden. Now little more than a basin of stagnant water. One can still make out the faint impressions of bloodied hands. It seems almost certain the killer stopped here, in a hurried attempt to wash away some of the blood spattered across his body. Here's the missing kitchen knife. Undoubtedly the murder weapon. This ought to do the trick for that boarded up room upstairs, just by Walter Brandon's room.
But we've got...
It's clear that the man who killed Elodie discarded his blood-stained clothing during his escape. Despite his injuries, the killer rid himself of anything that might incriminate him before fleeing the scene. The boots, the coat, even the knife. It's a chilling thought, but those very items remind me of the figure seen lurking near the manor. The same figure Walter Brandon spoke of with such dread. And perhaps the very one who was said to have harassed the maids. That mysterious presence was, in all likelihood, the murderer of Elodie Fordside.
Okay, so... Alright, what have we got here? To this day, 3 years since his disappearance, I still catch myself entering this room, expecting to find him there, exhausted yet sleepless, laboring without pause. Shut away for days on end without food or rest, carving his final dreadful and chilling masterpiece, with those eyes, mad, haunted, the same eyes that seem to afflict every Fordside heir without exception. The very same enigmatic sorrow gaze I find myself recognizing more and more in Elodie's face with each passing day. The day I saw her, scarcely 3 years old, create her first drawing, I knew then that she too was lost. I cursed this wretched inheritance, so steeped in misfortune. Tomorrow I shall take Elodie to the sanatorium. With therapy in a controlled environment, perhaps then she might begin to improve. I shall not allow the Forsyth legacy to take Elodie from me as well. Okay, and there's a digit number here. We don't know whether that is the number to the private quarters, but I'm going to put it here anyway. So 25741. Like, just to cover the bases, just in case. What we got here?
Unlabeled liquor bottles. The damp and the passing years have likely worn away whatever once marked them. There's a distinct scent of wormwood, the plant at the heart of absinthe. Thujone, its active compound, could provoke hallucinations. Visions said to come straight from the goddess Artemis herself. A sharpening wheel. Lord Fordside likely crafted his own chisels. Lord Fordside was a gifted artist, no doubt, but his work betrayed a dark and tormented soul.
Okay, so I'm going to put the number in just in case that this is this. So 2, 5, 7, 4.
Him again. Who the bloody hell are you? This room. I should finish gathering all the clues from the Countess's room before exploring other parts of the house.
Alright, so this is the
The bed
Countess.
is made. The Countess hadn't yet gone to bed on the night of the murder.
Yet she claimed that she had had a sleeping draft.
Seems Lady Margaret was reading in the chair that evening. The book's still open. Right where she left it. It's a damn fine bottle of wine. No one in their right mind would open a vintage like this and leave it abandoned, unless something rather urgent interrupted the evening.
This is a nightmare. I am deeply concerned for Elodie. The housekeeper has long been warning me about Walter. I have made some inquiries, and nothing is as it seems. Elodie remains blissfully happy with him in the house. I am at my wit's end. Since her return from the sanatorium, she has been positively radiant, a true beacon of light. They go out together and seem to have a splendid time. He appears very close to her. This is in stark contrast to the picture painted by the housekeeper, which is a complete contradiction.
Ah.
Last night I heard him scream. He seemed to be in the throes of a panic attack. I approached on tiptoe to the guest quarters, and then suddenly I was struck with terror. An insane, maniacal laughter echoed through the night. It did not sound like him. The following morning, Walter and Elodie went out to sail on the pond. Everything appeared normal, and he was the most charming he has ever been.
Okay, and then this is the...
Something made of glass has shattered here.
noise? It's coming from Elodie's room.
The fireplace tools, all knocked over on the floor, and unless my eyes deceive me, the poker appears to be missing.
Oh my god, Elodie!
Lady Margaret, quite agitated, grabbed the fireplace poker and rushed toward Elodie's room.
Give me just a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Where'd he go?
Puñeta!
I have to do this 3 times?
Will. Luxury accommodations where you can wait out the horrors of nuclear devastation.
Hi, Amy.
You
Oh, hello there.
Jesus.
Oh, you must be Victor, and you must be Cassandra, I believe.
Victor F. Fuentes.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is Jesus standing in front of me?
Jesus,
Well,
why have you
I
brought
just-
me here?
Well, I came here for some Bactine for some old cuts I had on my hand, but this.
Oh,
this
sorry,
person-
sorry,
oh,
sorry.
Yes, United for
it
Jesus.
looks like he's gonna need some Bactine as well. But I came here for some Bactine, but he looks like he has a troubled look on his face, so I thought maybe I could help out.
Look, hello, fellow dears. Hello, dear. Be my friend. Be my friend. Look. Okay, don't be my friend.
I don't even know his name.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Alright, so she grabbed a poker.
A key. Likely the one to Elodie's room. Lady Margaret lied to me. She hadn't taken any sleeping draught that night. She could have heard the attack and rushed to see what was happening. Why did she hide this from me? The more I investigate, the more convoluted it all seems. I should head to Elodie's room to search for answers.
Well, there's the poker.
There was a struggle here. Clear as day. Not a clean break-in. The killer wasn't subtle. Photograph of Elodie Fordside and Walter Brandon. If my memory serves me right, looks like it was taken at Westland Asylum. A pool of dried blood. There's no doubt now. This was the scene of the crime. A rag doll, tossed on the floor. I'd wager it used to sit neatly on the bed. Either it was knocked over in the scuffle, or perhaps Elodie dropped it herself in the panic. Judging by the sheer brutality of the crime, we can almost certainly conclude the killer was a man of considerable build. The blood-stained coat, found alongside the greenhouse knife, suggests that the mysterious figure seen loitering nearby may, in fact, be the very same individual who committed the murder. They say the killer always returns to the scene of the crime. But 20 years have passed. Why now? Let's attempt to reconstruct the events, just as they might have. A teacup on the bedside table. Elodie must have lain down that night, perhaps already drifting to sleep. The door's lock, completely broken, indicates someone forced their way into the room, likely startling Elodie awake. Elodie tried to flee, but the killer cornered her near the vanity. She lost her balance and fell, breaking the dresser and chair. The killer dragged her to the bed against her will.
I swear it's got to stop putting his face right here. It's creepy.
On the bed, the killer stabbed her mercilessly, again and again, staining the sheets with blood.
Sorry? Did you just pull that?
That's when Lady Margaret arrived, striking the killer with the fireplace poker, knocking him away from Elodie. Wounded, the killer fled the scene, but it was already too late. Elodie was already dead. The old Bloomsbury mansion. It choked my thoughts. It had that kind of sadness that seeps into your bones like old damp, and that sudden abandonment, so clear before my eyes, looked like a sinister time capsule. One thing was certain. My next move was to dig up answers about the man with the knife, and about Walter Brandon, the sailor from Westland Asylum, an old forgotten sanatorium that, 20 years ago, was the scene of a meeting between Elodie Fordside and that Brandon fellow.
Okay. It gives you the Vanishing of Ethan Carter vibes. I need to play that still. I still need to play that. Alright. I have a theory. Part of me is wondering whether it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type situation. Because we know Walter Brandon was in this mental asylum with Elodie. But there were also hints towards like mental illness running in the family, and she was sent to the sanatorium to fix her of a problem she inherited. So could the guy with the knife be her father? Those are I have two theories. Yeah. Okay. The old sanatorium loomed in the distance, silent and solemn, a monument to forgotten suffering. It stood like a sleeping giant, its walls steeped in the horrors of another age. John knew that crossing its threshold meant stepping into the labyrinth of the human mind, where the madness of some and the cold indifference of others had turned places like this into a breeding ground for nightmares. A creeping unease settled in as he neared the entrance. A whisper of dread crawling at the edges of his thoughts, yet he pressed on. He needed answers, and he was certain they lay waiting in the dark. Wait, actually, I think I have played The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. But I haven't finished it. I think I noped out of it because I got too scared because I was being chased by something in the mines and I kept dying. Does that sound familiar to something? Because I do remember a similar mechanic in The Vanishing of Ethan Carter where you'd find each of the little bits and it would fill in some things. Unless I'm thinking about some other game.
Ungodly hour when my battered car crept along the winding, shadowed road leading to Westland Asylum. What I found upon arrival was disquieting. The building, forsaken for more than a decade, remained illuminated. Was it some ancient emergency system defying the passage of time? Or was someone awaiting my arrival?
Okay, so yeah, we've obviously got 5 more people here. And yeah, I'm guessing these are clues from the asylum. So I'm guessing we're about halfway through.
The front door, sealed shut. As expected. Nothing's ever straightforward, is it? I'll have to find another way in.
Oh, I don't have my thing. Hey, this seems too sophisticated a system for 1940. Gilbert, I am leaving now. I have gathered all of my belongings, but I see that yours are still here. I have had to return the key to the front entrance, but the passageway leading to the back courtyard remains. I've covered it up a bit, but I'm sure you remember where it is. The kitchen window was broken, and quite frankly, I don't believe anyone will come to mend it. You should be able to get in through there without any trouble. Take care.
So, there's an alternative entrance, hidden somewhere in the wall of the asylum.
Alright, so I should check all of the walls and the windows.
It's pitch black in here. Looks like I've stumbled into what could be the kitchen.
Yeah, it certainly looks like the kitchen.
Damn it. The lantern. It's broken. I'll have to manage without it for now.
Oh, creepy asylums. Can I just carry...
A bloody handprint. Someone injured must have leaned against this wall.
The girl? How is the girl?
You mean Miss Elodie Fortside? Don't worry, that bloke didn't lay a finger on her. But you took quite a knock. This is going to smart.
Okay, he seems important. To all staff and family members of the patients, on the forthcoming Tuesday, the 6th of April 1932, and as previously announced, the closure of this institution shall take place. Within the span of 1 month, the sanatorium shall be fully closed, and the patients will be transferred to other hospitals in the area according to their individual needs. As for the staff, you may request any outstanding payments and the severance compensation proportional to the time worked at the administration office, which shall remain open for 1 additional week following the closure from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. For your convenience, we kindly request that you schedule an appointment. The final working and insurable day shall be Monday, the 4th of April 1932. Dr. Mulder, Director of Westland.
The asylum was shut down 10 years ago. Judging by the state it's in, they probably had no choice but to close it due to the building's condition. Westland Asylum was a top place in its good old days.
Okay, Westland Asylum, a place of hope and healing, under the esteemed direction Dr. Mulder, with distinguished consultation of Dr. Schertenant, expert in modern therapeutic methods. Compassion, understanding, and advanced techniques of mental health care marking the start of recovery. Dr. Mulder's guidance and Drahendian's progressive therapy insights, providing effective treatments for nervous ailments, melancholia, hysteria, and other mental disturbances. Services included are restorative rest cures, modern electrotherapy applications, talk therapy and moral treatment, personalised occupational activities, holistic and humane care. Westland Asylum stands at the forefront of psychiatric advancement, merging experience and innovation while treating each patient with the dignity of hope. For admissions and inquiries, Westland Asylum Admissions Office, Fairwood Wayne, Westland County.
May 1922. This letter was written half a year before Elodie's murder. It's possible she was still a patient here at the time.
Sir, in view of the escalating violent incidents with this institution since the arrival of patient B03, we, the undersigned, feel it is our duty to express the following concerns on behalf of the sanitary support staff. Patient B03 resides specialised care and strict oversight, necessitating immediate confinement in the isolation cell. Access to shared or public spaces should be allowed only under the supervision of 2 attendants, equipped with tranquilizing injectables. The recent incidents have underscored grave deficiencies in this institution's security measures, revealing its unpreparedness to house patients with such a high degree of aggression. We strongly urge the hospital administration to implement decisive measures without delay. Should our concerns remain unaddressed, we will be compelled to escalate this matter to the National Asylum Workers Unit, which has been aware of our grievances. Respectfully, Nurse Florence Norman, on behalf of the Sanitary Support Staff, Westland
The
Sanatorium.
nurses were genuinely concerned about the aggression of patient B03. It's locked. Without the key, I won't be able to access the upper floors.
Pursuant to the established protocols and regulations of Westland Asylum, in preparedness for the forthcoming annual report to the Board of Trustees, Dr. Lenore Sheridan will retain custody of the patient's records for a duration of 5 days. Members of the medical staff requiring access to these records during this interval are advised to direct their inquiries to Dr. Sheridan's office between the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.
I need to find Dr. Sheridan's office. This file cabinet is now empty. It probably held all the records of the inpatients.
We must formalise the admission of Miss Elodie Fortside. I have her file here.
That girl? What do you think of her?
I don't quite know. She seems a good girl. I do hope she recovers soon.
I know what Dr. Mulder thinks of her.
Oh, don't be wicked.
You cannot tell me you haven't noticed. Have you seen the way he looks at her?
Maybe the guy with the knife is Dr. Mulder?
Coming.
It seems the nurses were gossiping about a certain Dr. Mulder, who appeared to be especially taken with Elodie.
There's a phone ringing. Where's the phone?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Mr. Morley, is that you?
Lady Margaret?
Mr. Morley, I'm so relieved to hear your voice. I've been trying to reach your office, but I couldn't get through to anyone.
It's awfully late at night, Lady Margaret. How on earth did you know I was at Westland Asylum?
Well, I was already in bed, truth be told, but there was something on my mind. A vital detail I'd forgotten to mention. I called your office, searched for you at the mansion, and when I couldn't find you there, I assumed you might be investigating at the asylum.
I see. Very resourceful of you. Now tell me, what is this detail of such importance?
Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot. You see, the truth is, I'm afraid that you're not alone.
What the devil does that mean? Hello? Lady Margaret?
Okay, so there's a code to the archives. And there'll be a key or something to the East Wing.
Is someone there? Damn it. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Open door, cold to warm.
Internal report. Patient B03, identity unknown. Male, early 30s. Admitted after being the cause of a series of violent incidents. The patient exhibits a disturbing duality. Episodes of unprovoked, nearly superhuman aggression, displaying raw, overwhelming physical force, and subsequent plunges into an eerie, profound apathy. His faculties appear suspended during these lulls, leaving him in a state of unnerving inertia. Due to the unpredictability of his violent outbursts, he remains confined within a reinforced cell. Treatment involves high doses of sedatives, potassium bromide or morphine, and a regimented course of electroconvulsive therapy, alongside stringent restraints, such as an anti-biting mask and, if required, an iron muzzle. Ongoing monitoring is maintained. Internal report. Patient B02. Mr. Norbert Clark, 45, from Sanderson, is a persistent pyromaniac whose actions have repeatedly endangered both property and life. Despite his seemingly frail build, he harbors an alarming compulsion for fire setting, a tendency exacerbated by intermittent episodes of disorganized thought and incoherent speech under duress. His unsettling, fixed gaze suggests the planning of covert schemes, amplifying his threat. To mitigate risk, he is isolated in a secure cell, thoroughly cleared of flammable materials. His management includes a regimented program of sedatives and antipsychotic medications to stabilize his manic and schizoid symptoms, with vigilant oversight maintained.
Okay, so the red one's in here. A lot of blood in that cell. Okay, so there's the blue one. Because, yeah, it insinuates blue, yellow, or cold to warm. Do the increasingly... Due to the increasingly precarious state of the electrical network, which, as you are all aware, is far too aged and no longer fit for safe operation, and given the impending closure of this institution, the administration has no alternative but to suspend all plans for renovation. Accordingly, and in the interest of maintaining minimal functionality, one of the primary safety switches required for the activation of the electroshock therapy room has been installed in isolation cell BO4. Effective immediately, cell BO4 is to be decommissioned as a holding cell and repurposed as a maintenance storage room. Staff are also to refrain from placing any patients therein and must ensure the room remains only accessible to authorized personnel only. Let it be noted in all relevant... Okay. Okay, so blue, green. There'll be a yellow one somewhere. Is it in here, maybe? Oh, yeah. And now we hit the red one.
This room gives me the shivers.
East wing access. Okay, transfer of patient BO3 to Area M. Following several sessions of electroconvulsive therapy, the patient has shown significant improvement. Previous violent episodes have been entirely eradicated, and the patient now presents with a profound state of apathy, categorized by emotional detachment and notable lack of response. His interactions are limited to monosyllabic utterances with no signs of aggression or emotional reaction. This behavior may be attributable to the intensification of treatment, as well as a potential underlying psychological condition that we must continue to investigate. It is anticipated that, with continued observation, the patient will gradually regain his ability to communicate and exhibit emotional responses. However, the complexities of the case should be taken into consideration, along with the need for potential adjustments to his ongoing treatment. Given the control of the violent tendencies and the stabilization of his condition, it is deemed appropriate to transfer the patient to Area M, a less restrictive environment, though under strict supervision. Close monitoring is recommended to assess any potential changes in behavior, with the possibility of further adjustments to his medication. Alright, well, we've got the key to the east wing.
I need to hide. I need to hide. Quickly. I can't hear it. Could it be gone?
Well, what do we got here? Matthew Garby.
A cigarette case, with a bit of tobacco still inside. Clean water, an apple, a bit of bread. The food still fresh. A maintenance uniform, oddly well prepared. Not a speck of dust on it. Looks like someone's been coming through here. Perhaps this is what Lady Margaret meant in her call. Or was she trying to warn me about something else?
Man, I don't know. There has been a guy with a knife. Oh, here we go. No, it's Straussand. Right, Mail's rooms. Alright, we need a code for that one. Alright, so this one's a 4-digit code and there's a 5-digit code for the other one. It's another 5-digit code.
Here it is. Dr. Sheridan's office. This is where I'll find Elodie and Walter's records. Elodie's record. Patient at the sanatorium.
Okay, maybe their registration number is thing, so let me put that down 2546. Miss Elodie Forsyth was admitted to this asylum upon the directive of her mother, Lady Margaret Forsyth, a notable benefactress of this institution. The patient exhibits a persistently low mood, a tendency towards social withdrawal, and recurrently negative thoughts. Lady Forsyth expressed concern over the risk of the patient engaging in self-harming behaviour. Preliminary observations. During the initial evaluation, the patient displayed a withdrawn posture, delayed responses, and consistent avoidance of eye contact. She reported feeling trapped in a constant state of oppression and described a persistent sense of unease, though she refrained from providing further detail. Her condition necessitates close observation and a progressive therapeutic approach to monitor and assess any changes. Hereby, an admission of Miss Forsyth to our institution is formally recorded. A detailed follow-up of her progress shall be maintained.
Nothing of interest here. Strange. Elodie's record was easy to find, but there's no sign of anything related to Walter Brandon. Something doesn't add up.
Dear Sheridan? Sheridanant? I can't remember how he pronounced it, but first and foremost, I must acknowledge the commendable results you have achieved with your recreational reading therapy. It is evident that the escapism and the avenues offered by literary fiction have contributed significantly to alleviating the anxiety of our patients. However, I regret to inform you that one of your patients, Miss Elodie Forsyth, will no longer participate in your reading sessions. Given that she is the daughter of esteemed Mrs. Margaret Forsyth, I deem it unsuitable for her to associate with certain individuals whose questionable moral standing may have an adverse effect on the delicate mind of the young lady. It is best that she be kept apart from such influences. Therefore, I am relieving you of any responsibility for her care, and I shall take over the management of Miss Elodie Forsyth's treatment from this day forward. I have already communicated this decision to her mother, Lady Margaret. I trust you understand the necessity of this change. Alright. Questionable morality, don't make me laugh, Frederick. What truly eats away at you is the fear that those bad influences might actually be too good for her. What is it you truly aspire to? A seat among the nobility, perhaps? You're a pathetic hypocrite, consumed by your own ego.
Wait. No, it can't be. There he is, in the photo. Dr. Sheridan in the center. And right next to him, it's him. The man with the knife. That wild mane, that unkempt beard, it's unmistakable. But what's he doing here? And he's holding a book. What was that noise? Sounds like something just came crashing down.
Oh, so that's Sherdnant. So it must be Dr. Muller. Alright, whatever that is, I can't get there yet. So we're looking for the library.
Some of the rooms are completely trashed. I didn't expect the asylum to be in such a state of decay.
Okay, well, we know we're heading towards, like, the library, but... But I'm not sure where that is. Okay. Okay. So that got me into the West Wing.
Impossible. Locked as well.
Alright. Okay, so archive, which is the library, I'm guessing is the library. 89981. So 89981 will get me through here. Oh, that's supposed to be 8. Ah. Alright, so that must be something. Today's code to open the key box, the moth. Okay. But the question is, which one's supposed... Ah, that one looks like a moth. So 4. It's the only one that looks like a moth. Okay, it just says the moth. They all look like... Alright, maybe there's something else on here that might give us... Okay. For the site, use following code to name the plate. This way the patient will not be able to obtain the information without their evaluation unless their therapist deems it's post. So if the moth is 4, so it's 001000. 00100. Okay, so that's just the key to the lift. I don't know what floor I want, but let's start at the bottom and see if we can get to... Okay, so yeah, we've definitely been there. It says 0. Okay, let's try 1. Okay, so that's 0. Okay, so that's 1. I'm scared by a fucking painting. Okay. Here's the library. Okay. Marin, finally, patient 1365 has returned the book. Every time they borrow it, it takes a month to bring it back. When it's not him, it's that girl. I can't even imagine how many times they've read it. But there are other patients who have also requested and made the decision to take it off the shelf and place it under the custody of the one who opened the golden box. If anyone asks for it, it'll be there. In the shadows of forgotten mist lies the story of Psyche, the soul herself, driven by longing to reunite with her lost love, Cupid, also known as Eros, god of love, desire, and irresistible attraction. Her path leads downward into the depths of the underworld. There, she must retrieve a golden box, said to contain a trace of Persephone's beauty. Persephone, goddess of spring and fertility, and yet also the sombre chain of the undead. But Psyche is warned, do not open the box. Still, hope is a dangerous thing. Perhaps she believed that a touch of divine beauty would make her worthy again in Cupid's eyes. Perhaps it was simply curiosity, that old companion, a tragedy. She opens the box, but there is no beauty inside, only darkness. A deathly sleep seeps out, wrapping her in silence. Her body falls still, suspended between life and death. And so she enters the hidden kingdom, the realm of madness.
The Adventures of Walter Brandon, the intrepid captain of the Stella Maris, braving the treacherous South Seas. What in the devil does this mean?
Thought it was it. Yep, patient 1365. Okay.
Patient recording, Elodie Fordside, February 3rd, 1922. Daily record number 23. Let us begin. How are you feeling today, Miss Fordside?
I feel well.
Elodie, we have discussed this before. If you do not tell me how you truly feel, we will make no progress.
I feel a little sad, perhaps. I am alone here. I miss my mother and having company. So much time with nothing to do makes me think of things I do not wish to think of.
I see. Listen, Elodie. I believe you are looking at this the wrong way. If, instead of dwelling on what you call dark thoughts, you were to focus on possibilities, your outlook would change entirely.
You're a creep.
Beautiful woman such as yourself should look to the future with excitement. Think of all the adventures that lie ahead. Your family, your career as a painter. Perhaps even finding a man. A man of good standing. One who could protect you from your demons.
A man?
Tell me, Elodie, is there no man who stirs your heart?
What in God's name do you think you're doing?
Miss Fordside, you may go. We shall continue later.
Very well.
Have you lost your mind? Where is your professionalism?
Do not presume to judge my methods with your oh-so-righteous reading therapy.
Methods? The entire hospital is whispering about you. She is a patient, Dr. Mulder, and she is mentally unwell.
Listen, Ferdinand. Stay out of my affairs, and I shall stay out of yours. Or have you forgotten which one of us is the director of this institution?
Do as you please. But if I ever witness such a scene again, I will not remain silent.
Damn fool.
Alright. I think we definitely, like, we need the thing to his office. Alright, I might make a note. So that I know that this is the... I need a code for that one. Okay, let's... Let's go back here for a moment.
A ship's old helm, tied to the bed, as if it were the quarterdeck of a vessel.
Manny, thank you for the raid! How was your stream? What were you up to? I hope your stream was awesome.
Hello, let me back out. Yeah, I will go left. Don't tell me I'm stuck between two nights.
Oh, you played before Exit Gas Station? I've been playing that myself, and really enjoying that.
Not left now.
I've finished up to week 3 on Before Exit Gas Station. How are you finding it? And you played The Walking Dead as well? I'm guessing the Telltale ones? The Before Exit Gas Station kid fuck. Is it that did you keep kind of like failing because you'd walk out and you've just accidentally left a toilet seat open? Or yeah, my first run, like my first few runs, it took me ages to get past day 3, and I did my last run, like, which was my my week 3. It's I did 7 days in a row with my boss happy. I was world's best employee. But yeah, like the more you kind of play it, the more you get used to, okay, double check this room. Okay, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, the easier it kind of gets. But yeah, boss is never happy. The boss is never happy. I've actually got some clips of my where he's jump scared me because I thought I was safe and just, yeah. Yeah, the radio one. Yeah, if it weren't for the sound on the radio scenario, I wouldn't have found them all. Like, yeah. But for those of you coming in with the raid, if you need to raid and run, de-stress, do anything like that, that's completely fine. I understand. But also for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sandy. I do a lot of random stuff and things. I play a lot of indie games. I check out a lot of demos. We are checking out The Last Case of John Morley tonight, which is kind of we're solving a murder and it's getting a little creepy. There's a guy with a knife. And at the moment we are in an older creepy asylum. So, but I think we're on the right track. We're like 3/4 of the way of solving this, I think. If like getting the clues. All right, what do we got in the box? Ooh, there's a key to something. Dear Walter, There's something about you that I cannot ignore, a quiet strength, a resolve that feels unshakable. The thought of all you've endured fills me with a kind of admiration I can scarcely put into words. You are unlike anyone I've ever met. And yet, I wonder if you sense it too, those stolen glances, the way time seems to pause when our eyes meet. Perhaps it's nothing, or perhaps it's everything. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the night watchman rarely checks the attic on weekends. Some evenings, during those quiet moments before we're all sent to bed, I like to slip away and wander up there. There's a peculiar stillness in that place, a kind of peace I find nowhere else. Tonight, at 7 sharp, I think I might take one of those little walks. Perhaps I'll find the calm even sweeter. Okay, so I'm guessing that this key here is the one that's going to unlock that attic door.
This must be the key to the attic. Let's see where it leads.
Yeah, I kind of...
The hospital screen is positioned like the sail of a ship.
Can I have a look at this? Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Witcher. Hope you're well.
Stella Maris. That was the name of the ship captained by Walter Brandon. This room is the room of a madman. The entire space is arranged as if it were the deck of a ship. Did that man truly come to believe he was a character in an adventure book?
Yeah, so I'm back on my Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of thing. In that Walter Brandon, like, obviously we know his name isn't Walter Brandon, and that he's taken it from a book because he believes he's a sailor. And then I've got the thing that there's probably another bad guy attached to him. Alright, so we are going to take the elevator up to the attic because we have a key now. I'm glad to hear you're good, Ichiku. Alright, so attic. Because we have a key now. And we know there's probably clues up there because the note said that they met up there, so...
Powerful drugs for depression. Anxiolytics. The girl improved, but it seems the doctors were baffled by her mind. Looks like Elodie found herself a little hideaway to keep practicing her dark craft. Elodie found painting, and with it, a way to spill the shadows that crawled through her mind.
Our island.
A pair of scissors and a comb. Elodie put in real effort to make him fit the mold of her ideal hero. Hair on the chair, strands on the floor. This is where the transformation took place.
Patient 1365 became Walter Brandon.
She remade patient 1365 in the image of her most secret longings.
Yeah, he's the creepy man with the knife.
An alarm clock. Their secret hideaway. Like two reckless teenagers, they started a romance, hidden from the prying eyes of doctors and nurses. For a while, they managed to keep their affair in the shadows, far from the eyes of doctors and nurses. The room has been decorated to resemble some sort of island in the South Seas. Of course, I should have guessed. She pulled him into her world. Elodie created Walter Brandon.
Dear Elodie, it's been some weeks since you requested a private session. As both your physician and your friend, I find myself troubled, unable to cast aside the thought of the solitude you spoke of those weeks past, solitude of which you have not since uttered a word. These days, burdened as I am with duty, I shall be confined to my office till the late hours of the night. Should you at any moment feel the impulse or the need for company, do not hesitate to visit me. The code to enter my office, okay, is 39124.
This letter. At the very least, it's highly inappropriate. A draft letter. Scratched out and full of corrections.
My dearest Walter, do not worry. Everything is in place. I know it won't be easy, but it's crucial that you take the first step. Once they grant you your discharge, everything will change. I will be ready to follow you the moment you are out. No problem, Meanie. In a safe place far from here. When you speak with the doctors, I want you to repeat the words I've told you with conviction, as though they are the only thing that matters. The shadow's gone. It has vanished. You are now fully yourself once more. Tell them you regret everything that happened, that you cannot understand how you acted in such a way. Speak of how you have found peace in reading, how you now wish to live more serenely with purpose. Make them see that the shadow no longer exists, that the darkness has completely faded. They must believe you are free. I know this is not entirely true, but I am certain that with effort you can control the shadow. Yep, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde situation. You must do it for us, for what lies ahead. They do not see you as you are. They only see you as a mere piece in their game. We shall show them that they had no control over our fate. Once you are free, I shall request my discharge as well. My place will be with you, and together we shall make our way to the Bloomsbury Manor. I love you, and I know that soon we will be free. This will all be behind us, and everything we've dreamed of will begin to come true. With all my love, Elodie.
She goaded him into leaving the sanatorium. That man was desperately ill. But Elodie's selfishness outweighed what little sense she had. She pushed him too far. If I pieced this together correctly, that Walter was never really Walter at all. There was another personality. She called it the Shadow, a dominant, dangerous force that surfaced again and again in his life. The threads are beginning to unravel, but I need to see this through. What truly happened to Walter Brandon?
Okay, so we know his office is on number 2. Okay, so 3, 9, 1, 2, 4.
Patient number 1365 returns after an absence of 4 months. He's in a state of utter disorientation, perspiration pouring off him, and good heavens, there's a severe wound to the skull. His clothes and hands are covered in blood, and it doesn't appear to be his own. He cannot recall his name, or anything that's happened during these past months. Seems to have found his way back here more by some strange instinct than by memory itself. The personality once known as Walter has vanished entirely, as has the entity we refer to as the Shadow, though given his nature, I cannot say with certainty it isn't still lurking beneath the surface. We have treated cases of dissociative identity before, but never one such as this. His appearance, his voice, even his build and weight change quite drastically. Now he looks frail, gaunt, empty, as though there's nothing inside, as though he were but an empty shell, waiting to be occupied. His condition calls for far stricter supervision. This institution is no longer equipped to care for him. I am ordering his immediate transfer to St. Dymphna Hospital. Dr. Former, a specialist in matters such as this, will take him under his care. As I near the end of my tenure as director, I must see this case brought to a decisive close. The blood upon his hands, the emptiness in his eyes, all point to an act of the gravest kind. One his mind appears to have erased entirely. God help us, if the Shadow should ever wake again.
So it seems Walter came back to the sanatorium of his own accord, though he was utterly incapable of recalling what he'd done. They moved him to St. Dymphna's Hospital. Could he still be there after 20 years? What became of him? I'll have to follow this lead.
Okay. The visit to the old sanatorium had left more questions than answers. The pieces didn't fit. Scattered fragments of a puzzle missing its center. That one elusive detail, the thread that could unravel everything, remained just out of reach. Perhaps the modern hospital held the final clue, the last chance to shed light on the mystery still shrouding the death of Elodie Fordside.
That man returned to the new sanatorium, remembering practically nothing. Maybe it was the wound Lady Margaret left him. Or maybe his mind shattered and never came back after what happened that night. As for me, I was hired to find the one who killed Elodie Fordside, and my intuition told me they were still there, in the depths of St. Dymphna. I sensed that the end of the road was waiting for me in that place.
Welcome back, Minnie. You also emptied the dishwasher? Yay for adulting. Okay. So, so we've unlocked every clue. So I'm guessing, this is it and we're about to find out what happened to Walter. But I did kind of click to it with like disassociative, like I said, I used the phrase Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing like right back at the start. So
Can't very well saunter in through the front door as if nothing's amiss. I'll need to find another way in.
husband's doing good. He's been having some issues with his back. But other than that, like, he's been good. No plans for the weekend, just kind of like chilling.
It's locked.
Okay, this looks like a different hospital than the one we woke up from. But wouldn't it be... I'm not saying this is the case. Like, we're still going on the doc. I'm still on the Walter thing. Is like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Would it not be weird if John Morley, the character we are now that's doing this thing, is an alter of this person? Like, that'd be a weird kind of twist. And
The night shift nurses are behind this door. I need to find another way into the hallway to the rooms. It's locked.
Alright, so would they say something about storage room file cabinet? But that was locked. Alright, there's the case. Okay, so storage room file cabinet is what we're looking for. Are you ringing me again, Margaret? No? Okay, yeah, this looks like the... Now that we're here, this does look like the hospital that I was in before. Yeah, yeah, because I swear this is the room we woke up in.
John Morley and the case of the red shoes. What the devil does this mean?
Did I not just say that this would be the twist?
Lady Margaret.
That fateful night, I was startled by the noise. Those wretched cries of agony from dear Elodie. I rushed to her chambers, and there you stood, stained with the blood of the one soul I cherished above all others in this world. The housekeeper had warned me, but I turned a deaf ear. Elodie was finally happy, even amidst your incessant bouts of volatility. Yet, with the passage of time, your demeanour darkened. More and more frequently, that sinister presence lurking within you began to surface, each appearance more violent than the last. Elodie no longer gazed upon you with the starry-eyed affection of a smitten young woman. The atmosphere in this house grew suffocating, fraught with an unbearable tension. That very afternoon I spoke with her. She had resolved to end your engagement. You seemed, or so I dared hope, to have accepted it with grace. But that night, that very night, you ended her life in the most savage manner imaginable. I threw myself upon Elodie, desperate to save her. but alas, it was far too late. Months later, I learned you had returned voluntarily to the sanatorium. I sought answers and immersed myself in understanding the afflictions that plagued you. Dissociative identity disorder, they called it. A condition in which one might host multiple identities, each vying for dominion over the body. But the man confined in that bleak institution was not the shadow, not the fiend who had stolen my daughter. No, he was but the shell, the hapless vessel. And I yearned to find the true culprit, not the facade, the murderer himself. Thus I devised my plan. I came to visit you, and just as Elodie had done, I crafted a new role for you, a new identity to inhabit. I brought books, personal artifacts, penned letters as Penny. I leased an office and prepared every detail meticulously, down to the smallest thread, for your return as John Morley. Everything had to be flawless. And why, you may ask? To make you remember, to awaken the shadow, to summon forth the murderer from the abyss of your fractured mind. John Morley is a good man. Walter Brandon was a spirited young sailor brimming with love for Elodie. But the shadow was a merciless, unrepentant killer. I wanted to destroy the murderer who had stolen my daughter. But I could never bring myself to harm an innocent man. My obsession, my singular purpose, was to awaken the shadow.